What is up, my mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we're going to be looking at 5 great men's fragrances that are cheap and under $30 Australian. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into the video. Starting things off, we have one of Police's new fragrances, Supernatural. This is a vegan, all-natural, I would say it's a Creed Aventus style fragrance. Also the classic skull design here. I'm a sucker for a good skull design, so these really appeal to me. But your mileage may vary. Now, as for the fragrance itself, solid atomizer on this one. You get some of that smokiness, some of the lemon, a lot of pineapple. It just smells like Creed Aventus with a little more florals. It smells like Creed's Aventus. It smells like Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense for men, but less synthetic than Club de Nuit Intense and at a cheaper price. This one comes in at about $20 at Chemist Warehouse. Performance in my experience is great. We're looking at 12 hours with 3 sprays. Although if your skin chemistry, tends to project these sorts of style of fragrances, maybe give this one 2 sprays instead of 3. It's beautiful, it's cheap, it's vegan, it's organic. Checks all the boxes, honestly. Definitely check this one out. I couldn't make up my mind for the next one. It was either going to be Adidas Champions, the Eau de Toilette, or Adidas Champions Intense, the Eau de Parfum. So we're going with Champions Intense, the Eau de Parfum. This fragrance is in the style of Paco Rabanne's Invictus, but I find this one to be the Eau de Parfum. A little more powdery. Yeah, you get some of that Invictus vibe straight away. It's just a little more powdery than Invictus. It's a little softer. It honestly smells less synthetic than Paco Rabanne's Invictus. Here's Invictus right here. Oh man, it's so strong. Really sweet, really synthetic, youthful. Huge hit of Ambroxan here. It's like mixed, it's like a bag of mixed lollies, Touch of like musk in the background here, but it's like overpowered and overwhelmed by the absolute bombardment of that synthetic sweetness. If you ask me if I'd like Paco Rabanne's Invictus, I'd go, nah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. But when you smell it, you go, I see why people like this. Definitely appeals to a younger crowd. As for Champions Intense though, definitely check this one out. You can pick this one up for about $15 Australian. Originally when they were released, it was $13, but the price has gone up a touch. But these are the 2 best Adidas fragrances. Although they are a little bit more expensive than like Ice Dive and Victory League. Those are generally, $8 to $10. But yeah, check these out. I can't do a video and not include a timeless classic masculine fragrance. Next up, at $15 at pretty much anywhere, you can pick these up at drugstores, grocery stores, wherever. We've got the classic Old Spice. If your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't exist. Damn right. Now, if you're really young and you're watching this channel, this probably won't appeal to you, but I am an absolute sucker for these old school barbershop fragrances. Old Spice is spicy, a little soapy. It's got some florals here as well. A dabble do ya, so they say. It's exactly how you want to smell after you shower, and I think in that setting this is phenomenal. And you can even find these cheaper than $15. I've seen these go for $10 easily, sometimes $8 depending on the sales involved. Once you smell it, you can't stop. I understand the appeal entirely, and it's very cheap. The performance is, you get 3 hours tops, but you can reapply it, and you're not going to lose too much money, you're not going to lose too much value or anything like that. Performance for Old Spice varies on your skin chemistry, On mine, it's about 3 hours with a couple of good splashes, but at the price that you can find these at, you can afford to just carry it with you. And they also, you can buy on eBay little atomizers that you can clip on here, and you can wear it like a traditional atomized fragrance as well. And they're only like $3 or something on eBay. So if you like the Old Spice fragrances, but you don't want to like splash it on, you can get atomizers for them. Anyways, it's a timeless, masculine classic. Every man should have a couple of these in their collection, just because there are times in your life where you will need to smell like a man and not a flower shop. And in those cases, Old Spice is a great affordable option. Next up is one that I never see covered anywhere, and that is 50 Cent Power. This is a classy masculine fragrance, aromatic with a heavy dose of patchouli. It's a little sharp, a little sour in the opening, but that sourness dries off pretty quickly. And then you're left with patchouli. It's a little green, herbal. Huge patchouli notes here. Not a lot of sweetness here. It's just a classy, sophisticated fragrance that I got from Chemist Warehouse for $10, 10 or 15 bucks, one of those two. Touch of soap here as well. It's definitely something that you would wear to a night out when you want to dress up a little, wearing black. Performance, not bad, 5 to 6 hours with 2 to 3 sprays. At the $10 to $15 price point, good value. Actually an underrated fragrance, and you never see people talking about this one. And lastly, by Al Rihab, we have Dakar, the fragrance oil. If you like Drakkar Noir, but you want a fragrance that lasts 8 times as long and is cheaper, this 3.4 fluid ounces or 100 ml bottle, you can pick it up from Chemist Warehouse for about $35 to $40 depending on the sales. It's one of my favorite scents of all time. Reminds me of my dad. This though, Dakar, is definitely inspired by Drakkar Noir and those style of classic masculine fragrances, except that it's a fragrance oil, so it's not going to project quite as well, but what it lacks in projection, it makes up for in performance. These little beauties last for over 12 hours with just a little swipe, and I will just apply a smidge to the tester strip. Masculine, lavender, florals, spice, leather, peppery. These are beautiful, they perform like beasts, and I got this on eBay for $19, although for $25 now you can get 3 bottles. So that is the better value rather than spending $19 for one. But even, this is gonna last you twice as long as a traditionally atomized fragrance. It smells amazing, masculine. It's just like, imagine Drakkar Noir, but turned up to 11, and you've got a pretty good idea of what this is. If you like classic masculine fragrances, you're gonna love this one. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what your favorite cheap men's fragrances are, and until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.